All right, welcome back for another week of the Unlimited Bits podcast, the UBP of the UBG, and we're here this week after not being here last week because, for whatever reason, my tablet had a little issue, which was not a little issue at all. It was a gigantic, big issue. We all got together as we usually do, and we started our call on Facebook Messenger, and I hit the record button on my tablet on the voice recording app and such. And we did, 62 minutes of audio, and it was a good episode. And I don't know what the problem with my tablet was, that most of the apps, I would open them, and they would either crash, or they would open, but you couldn't actually do anything, like they froze. And so I couldn't even access the audio file for last week's podcast. And we basically went, okay, I told you guys, hey guys, I got bad news, and immediately Javier was like, oh, let me guess, the audio didn't save. What the fuck is that noise?
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck.
It's not coming.
There you go. Calm down.
Yeah, it's not coming from my end. But anyway, the moment I told you guys, hey guys, I got bad news, Javier's like, oh, the video didn't save. And I'm like, well, close enough, man. I didn't even get to start making the episode. I was about to start putting the whole thing together, and that's when I had that issue, and I had to factory reset my entire tablet and re-download everything on it because for whatever reason, it was just some weird-ass issue that I've never heard of happening to any tablets or phones, so that was new to me. It never happened to me with any past tablets or phones that I've used, so I don't know what the fuck that was about. So we went 2 weeks without uploading an episode of this shit. Right now it's Saturday night, and I asked you guys earlier, like, hey, you guys have a recording today, and you're like, oh, Javier's gonna be busy, and there's all that racket again.
It was such a pain in the ass. It kind of sucks, but honestly, we all saw it coming. I don't know.
Yeah.
The second he said, oh, it was just like instantly like, oh, we got fucked, didn't we?
Well, you know.
Hey, is that noise going now?
Yeah. What else could I tell you? Could I give you guys bad news about? I mean, really, this is the only thing we do together, other than the occasional time when we all get together and we play PS3. And that's very rare as well. So, fuck, man. It sucks because it was a good conversation. 62 minutes lost, and we can't get it back. But at least we're here now. We can make more magic happen. I hope.
The only bad part is that we lost an entire conversation about Reggie, putting his ball sacks against people's faces.
Yes! Yes,
rubbing it in that he'll never put Mother 3 in.
The episode,
he'll never get Mother 3.
The episode, yeah, we talked about several things, and that was one we kept on going back to the whole thing. The episode was gonna be called Reggie's Nutsack. It was gonna be called Reggie's Nutsack -UBP number 003, and it didn't happen. And I'm like, man, now will there ever be an episode called Reggie's Nutsack? Because we can spend this whole episode talking about Reggie's Nutsack, but it wouldn't be natural anymore. It wouldn't be organic. It would be artificial because we already talked about it last week, and we're like, try to recreate that? I don't know.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to recreate anything, but I mean, damn, it's a shame. It honestly was a really good.
No.
So it was a really good one. All the stupid shit.
Maybe you guys can refresh my memory. I can't even talk. My memory. What? How the fuck did that whole thing come about? Because I don't remember anymore. I did like 2 days ago, and then I was trying to remember it earlier, and I forgot. I'm like, why did we start talking about Reggie tugging his nutsack?
I believe it was just because we were talking about like. I can't remember what it was we got into, but eventually we got into localizations. And then you mentioned No Mother.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about San Juan Kagura, and then, like, I was like, oh, yeah, they've been taking us over with region locking us and shit, and, like, Reggie teasing us and shit. And I mentioned how Reggie was in an interview, and with one of his buds at Nintendo, and they asked his bud, like, what do you think Reggie's favorite game is? And he put Mother, and like Reggie put some other game to like dick everybody over, and he's just tugging on his own nutsack.
And we had joked that somebody, you know, if somebody listens to this and they have any sort of artistic talent, that they should draw and color, of course, or just doodle, hell, just sketch them, you know, black and white, whatever. Sketch Reggie in his boxers, you know, about to dive into a pool full of money, tugging on his nutsack and saying "mother," and no, that's what you guys missed last week. That magic.
It was quite the wild conversation. Honestly, it was one of my favorites.
Yeah, we also talked about.
Oh, yeah, I loved it.
We also talked about Sonic again, which I believe we did the first time around as well. And you guys were telling me, oh, you know, you didn't grow up like the Sonic Adventure games like we did, but it's a, you know, it's a series you should try. And I told you guys, yeah, I want to, you know, play the games eventually. I just don't happen to own them, and I don't own, you know anybody that's close by that owns any copies of the games that I could actually borrow and play. So that'll be postponed until Destiny says, hey, here's a fucking copy of, you know, Sonic, and I buy it, or it falls magically from the sky, or I find it outside in the dirt like that copy of Soul Silver so many years ago.
Huh.
That's so crazy.
That was a very lucky find. That game is so fucking amazing. It's my favorite Pokemon game to date.
It's so good. I know that, honestly, you know, out of all Pokemon games, I would honestly say Soul Silver is the best for obvious reasons. I don't know, like the whole, you know, there's a lot of, like, to me, the best part about Pokemon games isn't necessarily just you know, the beginning of the game or any of that shit. It's like post game. Post game is like the best part of like going around catching all these legendaries and shit. That's like the best part of Pokemon to me. Yeah, that probably always will be. That's why the newer games have been so lacking to me.
Yeah, because there's nothing to do after you finish. You get all the badges and you become the champion.
Exactly. So it's like you have all this other shit you can do.
Hey,
Catch Mewtwo, all the birds, all that shit.
And while we're at that, since you guys have your 3DSs hacked, and I remember when Javier was here a couple of weeks ago, he told me that he had already downloaded, I think it was Ultra Sun. Have you guys played through the games by now?
No.
I got decently. I don't even think I got past the first trial. I think I got a couple amount of Pokemon, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm so into this. But then like, I don't know. It feels like, to me, I just felt like, you know, this is honestly just what they should have done for Sun and Moon to begin with. Because, yeah, I don't know. So I was just like, and honestly, like, I hear there is a lot more post game for this, but do I really want to go through the exact same story for Sun and Moon just to get a little more post game that should have gotten to begin with? I don't think so. It's not for me. Maybe I will get around to it, but
yeah, it doesn't feel like because it has the same setting, and because, like you said, that a lot of people out there agree with you, and they feel that should have been, you know, the games the first time around. They don't feel. I'm with you. They don't feel like they're must buys, like they're games that you have to experience because they're part of the core series. You have to go out there and you have to get it because it's the next big thing. No, it's like with the current consoles where they just recently released, you know, the Xbox One X, and they're like they're new versions of what was old, you know, just updated, a bit more powerful, a bit, you know, more visually pleasing games wise, and that's like the case with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. They're like little stopgaps, but they're not the next big thing. The next big thing for Pokemon is yet to come still. You know, maybe next year around this time.
On Switch, who knows?
Pokemon Stars.
But the last game I was hyped for was Kalos and shit, but I haven't gotten the same.
Yeah, the same like
for Sun and Moon. Just I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you guys. What the hell was that?
Honestly, I feel like I don't know. I remember when X and Y came out, I was so fucking excited. Like, that game was the shit. I was like, oh my god, I want to fucking go get this game already. I can't fucking wait. And I remember when I played it, I chose Froakie. I was fucking happy as fuck. Played through that game in like, I even like 2-3 days. Whereas like now, it's like I don't know. Maybe it's just Pokemon in whole, like as a whole, like lost interest to me. But I just can't get into it. I don't know. If I want to play a game, it's because I want to fucking get badass Pokemon. It's not because I want to fucking try to like hatch like 40 fucking thousand eggs just so I can get a really strong version of a Pokemon that I think is okay. Like, no, fuck that, dude. That's not what it is to me. I gotta fuck all that IV shit. Like, I understand that people are into it, but like, I don't know. It's just a lot more fun to fucking like get your favorites and shit.
Well, that's
always been the case.
that's basically me, Smash Brothers wise, because I think of you guys and I'm like, man, these fucking kids have like sunk hours and hours and looked up the strategies, you know, and the little corners and shit of how to play, how to get really fucking good at the game, and I'm like, I'm over here, and I'm like, okay, I've got my raw ability, but that's about it. Could I refine it? Could I, sink my teeth into it like you guys? Yeah, but there's so much shit to play. There's so much shit I want to play, and now that this channel's a thing, and I'm like, yeah, that's not for me. You never know. Maybe in the distant future, something that can happen. But as of now, and in these past couple of years, I've been nah. And then at the same time, it's like Jonathan just said, as good as the Smash Brothers series is, since I've been playing the fucking games throughout my entire life. It'll always be awesome, but the spark that was there isn't there anymore just because I've spent so many hours, with the entire series over the years.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I don't know. The reason it's like the whole competitive aspect is so appealing to me is just because, Javier is here. So it's like, whenever we play, there's just that whole like, alright, I'm gonna be better than you. And then, no, I'll fucking make you like, I'll fuck you up, and then it's just back and forth, and then it's like, oh shit, if I do this, I'll be able to kick his ass. Alright, sweet. So it's just, it's gotten to this point, because like, I've seen how we played when we first fucking got this game, back when it came out, like, day one, and we played like shit, and then just with all of this fucking, like, competitiveness that we have going, that we just gotten so much better. It's fucking funny. That's fun.
Yeah, over the years, and the games went out for like so natural.
Yeah, pretty much. It's amazing. I don't know. Like we go over to like our friend's house and stuff, and I don't know. They'll wanna. Yeah. They'll just be like, "Oh my god, don't fucking. Oh shit, John went Ness. You guys just fucking give up."
Just saying that is funny.
I know. Stuff like that. But still, like with the whole Pokemon thing, it's just it's lost its interest to me. It's not like I'll play it for fun. I won't play it competitively or any of that shit. It just seems like a waste of time, and I'm impatient as hell, so it's not for me. I don't know if other people feel the same way, but that's just not for me.
No, it's all good. It happens. It happens to everybody. I mean, everybody has their preferences for some games and some series over others. And that's just the way it is, especially when you're like the three of us who have a shit ton of games and who have owned a shit ton of games and have played a shit ton of games, and we're like, okay, at this point, since we've been playing video games pretty much our entire lives, we know what we like and what we like more and what we think is okay and what we wouldn't give the time of day to. So, yeah, it's just the way it is. It's the nature of the whole thing.
That's pretty much true. I mean, I don't know. I've always been more of a platform guy. Like I like RPGs and all, but I don't know. There's just like there has to be a certain level of like interactivity to the point where I actually can enjoy it. Like that's part of the reason why I like Mother 3 so much, because like they have this little mechanic where when you attack, it's not just you attack. If you press the A button with a certain rhythm or whatever, you can keep on attacking and add to it and stuff like that. And it's just stuff like that where I'm like, that's fucking cool. I like that kind of shit. Keeps the game fun.
I get you. I get you. So basically, not like the like some of the most recent modern Sonic releases in which you run a bunch of shit and you have little to no control and you're just watching the characters run and you're like, God, that looks nice and all, but I wish I could be playing.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Then a lot of people don't like the boost mechanic. I mean, it's okay. I feel like the best time it looks. Look, see, we're getting into fucking Sonic again, right?
Again. God damn it, man. Let's just rename this fucking podcast the Unlimited Sonic Podcast. Like, fuck it. And Knuckles.
Yeah.
And Knuckles.
And Knuckles.
And Knuckles HD collection. Fucking, oh my god. I know that, what was that? Yeah, but the one game that did the boost mechanic right for me was Sonic Rush. I don't know, like that one, it feels good. That one actually feels fun. It's like a little 2D. I think Sonic should stick to 2D, and if it ever does anything 3D, make it more like adventure, I guess, open world-ish to an extent, I guess. Or, like have like somewhere you can walk around and actually use these characters and have fun with and stuff like that. It's as Sonic is right now, it's just kind of going to the shitter, so it's kind of sad. But whatever.
Oh, what's really sad? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I saw it coming in the sense that back when they first revealed Sonic Mania, and they also revealed Sonic Forces, and I'm thinking, okay, as soon as I heard that, hey, Sonic Mania, is basically old school Sonic but new again, I'm like, okay, that game, there's no way. And then when I saw that there was a bunch of people outside of the Sonic team. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, I just joined back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I heard a little beep, and I'm like, oh shit! Like, what if both of these guys got disconnected, or I got disconnected, and I'm over here talking to myself? Fuck! I lost my train of thought. What the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, the whole Sonic Mania and Forces thing. When I saw Sonic Mania was like, so Sonic old school but new again, but improved. I'm like, okay. And then I saw that other people outside of the Sonic team were working on it. And I'm like, okay, there is no way that they can fuck this game up. And if they do, god damn it, there is no hope for Sonic anymore. And then when I saw the what was like the little sneak peek trailer or whatever for Sonic Forces, and I saw that, okay, that's a modern Sonic game. I'm like, no. We're gonna be Sonic Mania is gonna be fantastic, but then right after Sonic Mania, we're gonna go back to the same old shit that Sonic's been stuck in for years, where they try, but it's the same old ideas and that don't work, and you're just gonna be disappointed if you get your hopes up high. And sure enough, I've seen a couple of reviews since Sonic Forces was released, and I'm like, yeah, no, it looks like a new generation's. I believe we talked about this in last week's Lost episode, and that's a real shame. I think that the problem here, I don't know about you guys, but I think that the problem here, why Sonic hasn't worked in 3D in 3D style gameplay, is not because Sonic isn't compatible with 3D gameplay. It's just that the Sonic team is the one trying to make the 3D gameplay work, and they have a long enough track record up at this point that they've shown they have no idea what the fuck they're doing with Sonic in 3D. So, if Sega were to say, okay, we want Sonic to be, like Sonic Mania good, but in a different aspect, it'd be cool to see them hand the Sonic reins to somebody else that has a track record of making good games in 3D levels and 3D worlds and such. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that's just wishful thinking.
I mean, for me, it's like, look what they're doing look what they did with Mario Odyssey. That's not, the same old cast of people. I mean, maybe they'll have like one or two musicians. Maybe they'll have a little bit of insight from Miyamoto or something like that. But they have pretty much, they have new people that help work on the games, and they make them better and better. Like Mario Odyssey is fucking phenomenal, and I feel like that's what Sonic Team needs. It needs to get rid of, or at least, not get rid of, maybe at least step aside like the old Japanese men that made all those fucking old ass games way back when, and bring in some new faces who know what they're doing. I mean, hey, you know, with Sonic Mania, look at that. They fucking did amazing. Yeah. But they very clearly said, how, you know, depending on how well, you know, Mania sells, this could very well, like, you know, determine the course for Sonic in the future. And if they've learned anything, it's they need new people.
Well, you were trying to be nice and reasonable and saying that, oh, you know, maybe not get rid of those people that helped make all those bad games. I say, no, they should get rid of them. Fire them. Fuck them all. Lock them in a room and put them inside the room with a freaking projector that is...
and don't let them out until they actually come out with a good idea.
With a good... I don't think that's possible.
They're going to be kept there forever.
I'll be nice. I'll say that obviously, you know, I'm being nice, but on the one hand, it's very much like, you know, they were there. They should at least, like, you know, it's their characters if anything, right? Like at least step aside a point where, like, maybe for some insight, but never like have them work on the game directly, or just a little bit of insight. I feel like anything more would probably just cause a huge problem for everyone. It's, yeah, no, I mean, if they could make something maybe as fun as Adventure or something, but, like, you know, not shit, it like actually holds up. If it actually holds up, then that'd be nice.
They know what the fans want. They know we want some more big cat froggy levels.
Oh, dude, you know I'm still praying for those. We need those back.
I don't know.
I mean, the fucking Chow Garden.
It sounds to me like you guys are saying, okay, you're like picture this. I'm gonna paint a visual image for you guys. Picture the Sonic team as an asshole, like literally an asshole. Like you have a big old ass, and it's just the ass cheeks and an asshole. And Sonic team is this asshole, and for years and years they've been pumping out shit. They've been crapping out shit, and you guys. Picture yourself standing next to that giant ass, and you're like, "Hey, Sonic Team asshole, can you make something that's not shit?" And then they give you diarrhea instead. Like, oh look, see, it's different. It's liquid. It's not solid anymore. There you go. You want it different, right? It runs, it flows, and you can put it in a container. I don't know. Sculpt a Sonic out of that.
God damn. God fucking damn.
Poor fucking Sonic.
He's gone through shit. He's gone through some really bad shit.
Also, I know this is, like, stupid, but the voice change, even though it's already been, like, a few years since the voice change, I still love the old Sonic voice better than the new one. It was just way better.
A lot of people, honestly, it's weird because a lot of people don't like it because it's very much like that whole, like, 90s attitude type thing, and people were fucking sick of that shit for, you know, for reasons. And I don't know. I didn't have a problem with the old voice. I liked it. I was okay with it. But I don't mind the new one. At least you can actually, like, speak out memes and shit, so it's fun.
I hate them all. Every character.
I hate every single one. Hey, come on.
Fuck them all. Fuck them all.
You can't say you hate the Steve Urkel one, man.
No, not that one. That one. But Steve Urkel doesn't do the voice anymore. That was a while ago. No, that cartoon was at least tolerable. Like if you watch that today, you're like, you know, it's not so bad. It could be like trying to watch Yu-Gi-Oh or fucking the old Pokemon episodes or the fucking the original Power Ranger series, and you watch that and you're like, you want to vomit. That's not the case with that show.
Dude, watching Yu-Gi-Oh! In Japanese is completely... You want to know something? That show is, like, darker than you think. Over here, we have the translations because 4Kids, you know how they're, like, for, like, young viewers and shit? They made it so that, like, all the graphic and shit like that are removed. It's removed, right? Is that, here in the U.S., Pegasus, like, he still appears in later episodes, right? In the actual series, like, over there in Japan, Pegasus dies. Like, Pegasus actually fucking dies. And, like, over here, he's somehow a recurring character. That's fucking retarded. and like a lot of characters in the show and series die, but they still keep them alive over here. They're like try to hide it as well as possible because apparently death can't happen, and it's not. And little kids can't see it.
Death can't happen. Oh, jeez. It's true though. I don't know. When it comes to translation for kids, kind of like I don't know. I still like
they censored the crap out of it, and it's like upsetting because I wish I could have seen all of that.
Yeah, well,
So
right?
what you're trying to say is that they should send those people that did that crappy job to the Shadow Realm.
Oh, another thing. The Shadow Realm is made up. It doesn't exist. Your whole life has been a fucking lie. That's right. I am not shitting you. The Shadow Realm is something made up because four kids, doesn't want kids to know that hell exists.
Yeah, they're actually saying
they're actually dying, and they're actually dying. Like some of the characters actually die. Like I said, and the Shadow Realm is just one way to like say, oh, they're getting into a bad place, but they're not actually dying. Shadow Realm doesn't exist. They just fucking straight up die.
They go to the Shadow Realm.
Something new every day.
The Shadow Realm, a never-ending deep hole that is located, that it is actually the cavity of the Sonic Team asshole. See? It all comes full circle.
It's upsetting. It is upsetting to me, but whatever, I mean...
So, that's not going to stop me from using it still.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's still funny as fuck to say, I'm going to send your ass to the Shadow Realm.
So let me ask you guys a question. We're 27 minutes into this shit, and I realized right before we started recording that holy crap, I'm hungry because I have had one meal all of today, and I didn't realize that I was hungry because I was busy trying to test out different angles and ways to record footage without actually using a capturing device. And so I didn't eat anything. I just literally forgotten that I was hungry. Like I didn't notice it anymore. I didn't notice the hunger anymore. And I've been munching on churros and fucking and drinking soda the entire time that we've been doing this shit. And then when you guys talk, oh fuck, and the coffee's still here. Oh yeah, that's another thing from last week that we recorded. And I wasn't dying when we were recording, but then right after that is when the flu really hit me. And I was a zombie for like 4 fucking days. And it just sucked donkey balls. And yeah, I hope that when I actually get around to editing this video right after we finish, because I mean, I like to have it up Saturday morning so it can be like old school Saturday morning cartoons, but instead it's a podcast and you can wake up in the morning and hopefully if you don't work or you don't have anywhere to go, and you sleep in and you get up, you're like, I'm gonna make myself some breakfast, and then boom, go put on the Unlimited Bits podcast because it's a great way to start your day. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon from years gone by, or a nutritious breakfast cereal. That's what the UBP is.
It's gonna be like a 4Kids cartoon. Absolutely, they're gonna get rid of all of the times we say any bad words and just replace it with some kiddie type shit.
Yep. Also, in the Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh, they say a bunch of bad words like you bastard and shit like that. But of course, no, you can't have bad words.
No, you don't get bad words.
No.
It's alright. I mean, still a good show for what it's worth. I wouldn't say it's terrible fucking version.
Okay, well, maybe you won't, but I will. It fucking sucks. Like, it made me want to fucking...
No, I'll tell you this. The first season does suck. I cannot watch the first season. It's just irate.
No, I watched...
The season is...
I watched the fucking...
Where it starts to get good.
I watched... I believe I mentioned this last week, but since the episode was lost, I'll say it again. Was it earlier this year or sometime this time last year where Jasmine and I saw that hey, Yu-Gi-Oh was the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh was up on Netflix, and I told her, look, you want to take a look at you want to watch the first episode with me and see how far we can make it before we want to turn this shit off, and she's like, sure. So we put it on, and I don't know how I did it, but I managed to not die due to all the cringe, and I finished the episode. And they said, the heart of the cards this, like every fucking minute. The heart of the cards this, the heart of the cards that. And then when it wasn't that, my grandpa
deck has no headed cards, Kaiba.
Yeah, and
watch it in Japanese.
And it was
way better.
It was like Kill la Kill levels of bad, and that show is bad. And I'm like, oh shit, man, I don't know how I made it to the end, but I did. And that's like 20-something minutes of my life that I'm never gonna get back. But it was like a sort of guilty pleasure at the same time. It was like, oh, I managed to make it through, and now I'm not gonna watch the rest because fuck that. Yeah.
I honestly, it's weird. I would still like want to rewatch it.
In Japanese, it changes it completely. They're not like, oh, how do the cards this or that or whatever.
Are you sure about that?
It's improved. And the music is better too.
Huh.
And you get to watch We Will Get Raped. And it looks badass. And it looks badass like, compared to like in English where it looks like they're not even trying.
I fucking love that show so much. Yeah, I need to rewatch it. It's like, we still can't rewatch fucking Digimon. You can never rewatch Digimon.
Oh, actually, let me tell you this. It's been like a week since we watched any, but Jasmine and I watched like the first 6 episodes or so. And I remember it being cringe-inducing years ago when I tried to give it a shot. And I don't know, we got to like episode 17, 18. Maybe, and then I said, okay, I gotta stop. This was back when the freaking browser on the PS3 was still somewhat usable, so you could actually watch video on it. Believe it or not, that sounds like such a dinosaurish, fucking prehistoric concept. But once upon a time, the PS3's browser wasn't completely useless, and I remember at that time they were just so bad, so cringe-inducing. And then Jasmine and I watched like those first 6 episodes, and I didn't want to fucking shove like dog turds into my ears to stop, listening to, and then fucking like rail spikes into my eyes to stop watching this shit, which kind of surprised me because I thought it was gonna be the same experience, and it hasn't, and it wasn't that experience. I don't know if I'm gonna keep on watching it now because I started watching Dragon Ball and I've been enjoying that. And
it's good. I love it. I just stopped watching it because I forget why I stopped watching it. I can't remember exactly, but it's really good. I got to like episode 71, and then I was like, you know what? I need a break from this because I was like binge watching it. I was watching it straight like for 3 days straight. It was just crazy, but the show is really good.
Yeah, it was. When I was out with the flu, like the first or second night last week is when I started watching it, and no, I believe it was the first night. Yeah, before it hit me the hardest. I couldn't sleep at all because I was just sweating like freaking crazy because my body temperature was so high, and since I couldn't sleep, I had my tablet in front of my face, and I spent almost the entire night binge watching Dragon Ball episodes because I was, not bored. I was suffering to the point in which I couldn't sleep, and I thought, fuck it, I might as well watch something. Watching something takes a little effort. Might as well do it right now that I'm a fucking zombie. And so I have, and I'm glad that I have because although I used to watch the series as a kid here in Mexicali, all the memories that I had of it as a kid have been completely wiped clean, so I have no memory, little or no recollection of the events of the series.
That Digimon game is so fun. Was it Rumble Arena? The game's so fucking amazing. It was fucking fun.
Yeah, I played it with you, right? When you were here, or was it with Javier?
Yeah. I played with you and that fucking that final boss is some bullshit. I'll say that much.
Reapermon.
Dude, he fucking really, you have no fucking idea. That guy absolutely shits on any like hope you had. He fucking breaks through your block. He has super armor, so like even when you hit him, like he just like bullshits his way through it. It's fucking crazy. I don't even know, dude.
Yeah, I remember we got to him, and I don't know how many times we tried to beat him together, and we couldn't. I mean, even I couldn't, and I know how the game works, but it had been years since I last played it. So I don't remember what it was that I used to use. I think it comes down to the Digimon themselves, depending on which one you choose. Some are actually better, you know, when you go up against him than others. And we were playing as Garomon, and that we couldn't get the job done with it. Talk about broken fucking fighting game bosses, shit.
Oh yeah, no, there used to be a time when they were hard, they were fucking hard, like they were some bullshit.
I can tell you this.
That instantly.
I'd much rather take on Reapermon over and over and over again than fucking Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat.
I was about to say.
Which one, 9 or in the old one?
9, dude. How many? Do you not? Have you forgotten how easy Shao Kahn is? For me, in Mortal Kombat 9, I read him like a fucking book.
I cannot read him for fucking shit.
Yeah, which still
he rapes the floor out of me.
He rapes the floor. That's a first.
Yeah, there we go.
With me, damn, dude. Seriously, I can't do anything. It like makes me think, like contemplate my life, man. It's like just destroys me.
Yeah, that still puzzles me because I don't know as good as you are in Street Fighter and Super Smash Brothers, and especially Super Smash Brothers. I find it kind of puzzling that you can't read Shao Kahn like maybe not like to the degree that I can, but better than you do. I don't know. It's just one of those mysteries. It's
That's bullshit. Because I'm like, oh, this will hit, this will combo, and all of this, right? He has super armor. He has all of this stupid ass shit. I can beat him easily with Liu Kang. All I do is run away and spam the fireballs. What fun do I get? What do I get out of that?
My fucking god.
That's funny. I actually use Shao Kahn as like he's like a training dummy for me. Like I jump around, dodge his hammer or his fucking lance or whatever.
Yeah, I run away with Liu Kang, jump his hammer, duck his sphere, and I just fucking keep camping him until I win.
It's fucking amazing.
No, but yeah, I remember when Mortal Kombat 9 was first released back in 2011. God, that feels like a lifetime ago. That was one of the peeves of reviews in general. Oh, Shao Kahn is a cheap boss. Shao Kahn is a cheap boss. And I'm like, bitch, would you rather fight? Would you rather that he remain the same as in the classic games? Because they dumbed him down a lot. He's still challenging, yes, if you don't put in the time, to get to learn his shit. But he is nowhere near the level that he was in the original games. Nowhere close. It's a whole different animal.
I fucking miss really hard boss fights. Like, I don't know. Most boss fights nowadays aren't terribly hard. There was one boss fight just recently that I did that was pretty damn tough, and it was in the new, I think it was in the new Tekken game, Tekken 7. It was, you fight against, I believe you play as Devil Jin or something. You fight against Akuma, and Akuma fucking just shits on you. It's the most like, it's not even funny. He can do some shit that he can't normally do in games like combos and shit, and it's fucking, oh my god. I got my ass beat so many fucking times before I figured out that like the only way to beat him was when he did that little shift move he does, so you can like kind of like move from one place to another, like just kind of floating. You can attack them like at the end of that, but it's so fucking hard, dude. It was like on one of the hardest difficulties too. So, oh god.
So you have Tekken 7?
No, it was a friend brought it over because he likes to play it, and needless to say, he couldn't beat it, but I managed to. So that was fucking cool. It's fucking tough. It's honestly really fucking tough. I had like. For someone like I'm not like no expert in fighting games. Honestly, I'd say when it comes to fighting games, Javier's a lot better. At least with like Street Fighter and all these other things, 'cause he knows what links up well and all this other stuff, and he can actually like has the patience to learn what like what combos into what. I just don't have that. But for Tekken, like, oh god, that one's fucking tough. It's tough.
Yeah, I've spent a little time with the Tekken games over the years. They're hard to play just because they play so differently to other fighting game series that I've actually spent more time with, like Smash Brothers, like Mortal Kombat, like Dead or Alive.
When was the last time we played Dead or Alive? Oh my god.
Been a while, I bet.
Wow. But Dimensions is not bad.
No, it's a freaking awesome game. I remember back at the time when it was new, when I watched the review for it in the Classic Game Room. I saw the footage and it blew my fucking brain because I thought, goddamn, we reached a point technology-wise where games on portable handhelds look like this and play like that, and that was fucking amazing. Really?
Yeah, I remember Jonathan ever bought this copy and I got like fucking into it.
Wait, a good copy of what?
Dead or Alive?
Oh yeah, it was worth it. That game was fucking fun. I mean, you could still get my ass at it, but it was fun.
The game was fucking fun, yeah.
I'll have to make a new one at some point. That'd be fun. That'd be nice. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think just recently back at the Game Awards, something that we did mention when we did that last podcast thing that ended up, getting fucked over. They're rebooting Soul Calibur, I believe. So that's fucking cool. I like Soul Calibur. Maybe we'll get Link back again.
On the Switch?
For the Switch edition.
Oh.
Exactly.
Well, would he be? Let's say it happens. Would it be classic green Link in his green tunic, or would it be Breath of the Wild Link?
Twilight Princess.
Yeah, Twilight Princess. Honestly, Twilight Princess. I don't know what it is, but when it comes to we need a Link that can fight, they always go for Twilight Princess. I mean, occasionally Wind Waker, but I mean that's more of a novelty.
Mm-hmm.
Twilight Princess. I don't know. Breath of the Wild Link's cool and all, but like, Twilight Princess one is like. I mean, he's in Smash Brothers for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Don't care about Skyward Sword, then.
No one cares about Skyward Sword. People fucking hate that game. It's really linear. Looking back at it, it is really linear and shit, but I don't know. It's still alright adventure to me.
I enjoyed it for whatever it was, and I don't think I'll ever beat it because I was close to beating it. I put all the hours. We and I'm about to beat it, so I don't know if I'm ever gonna put that time back into it. We're still gonna give you shit for the rest of your life that you've never beaten Skyward Sword. Cause it's like one of the easiest fucking games to beat. You'll never fucking beat it. I don't want to go back and play that. I'd rather play Breath of the Wild like 5 times through than play that.
Breath of the Wild's fucking good. What do you mean?
That's true. That's an amazing game. I don't mind talking about.
Juanito, you haven't ever played Skyward Sword, have you?
No, I never have. I've seen. Back when it was first released, I saw bits and pieces of it online, and then I don't remember where It wasn't here in the house. It was, I don't know, I went somewhere and I saw somebody play it for like an hour, maybe. But I mean, I remember almost nothing of what I saw. And that's about all the exposure that I've had of Skyward Sword. And I mean, if I get a chance to play it someday, I mean, yeah, of course I'll jump at the chance, but that hasn't happened, and it's just there, in the background.
Maybe someday. I mean, how many? You haven't played a very many like newer or like games that like a lot of people are fucking fans of, which is a good and bad thing. I mean, it's like maybe your opinions would have been like different if you would have played them back then, but at the same time, it's also nice to look at it with like a brand new perspective, So that'd be interesting. You ought to do reviews for games like that where you just like for fucking example like Adventure. You haven't played that, but everyone fucking loves that game. Give your honest opinion on it as someone who never grew up with it.
Mm-hmm.
You have like a very unbiased perspective on it that I would never have because I fucking played the shit out of that game when I was younger.
The music is perfect. The graphics are perfect. The level design is perfect. Eggman's mustache is perfect.
The robot chicken mountains.
The voice acting is top notch.
Oh god, no, it's not. I like the music though.
The voice acting is in sync with their mouth.
I'll say that I like the music. That's it. It's good.
Face moves.
Yeah, the lip syncing's really bad.
Oh, here's a game that we talked about last week in the last episode. That I want to mention at least briefly again. Now that this episode is actually going to happen, unless somehow my tablet decides to screw all of us over again. But I doubt it though, because ever since I factory reset it, it's been working like new, like a champ. And I don't know. Maybe it's because I checked off the automatic update function for like half of the fucking apps because I don't need them. They're just bloatware, just taking up space that I could be using for shit that actually matters to me. But it even has a lot of space now, and so that when I edit a video and I try to save it in this shit, it actually saves. It doesn't tell me, oh, you need, you're lacking a gigabyte, you're lacking 2 gigabytes, 3 gigabytes, to save this shit. Yeah, what the fuck was I talking about?
Oh, something that we talked about on the last episode.
Oh, yes. Sonic R. That I said, remember I said that, I really want to play through that game and we'll get through it because you guys have told me, that we both have, and now I want to do it just because that game is so bad that it's good.
Yeah, it's no, it's not good. It's still not good. It's just, it's so bad. It's enjoyable. It's so bad in a way that you're playing it and you're laughing your ass off, just like, oh my fucking god, what were they thinking? And then, at some point, just maybe you'll like the music. I like the music. It's still fucking good to me. I mean, you kind of have to after you play it as many times as I did. It's the only way to keep yourself sane. And I can not proudly, but I can say I've memorized every song from that fucking soundtrack. From just how many times I've had to. Yes, really, because of how many times I had to replay the level so I could get the character or like the emerald or shit like that. It's fucking crazy. And then once you unlock like Supersonic, there's nothing stopping you. It's crazy. That is the most like overpowered fucking racer in that game. It's great.
I want to play.
I think you should do it. I remember when I went down there. I'm not so sure if it was on one of your memory cards or one of mine, but I actually 100%ed it right there, like in one night while I was there, like way back.
Right here?
Yeah, when I was over there one night. I'm not so sure if you were there, but I know Teresita and Jasmine were there. And I said, fuck it, I'm 100% it, and like not even like maybe like 2 hours later, I got in Supersonic.
Wow. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. I wasn't aware.
Fucking do it, dude. You'll at least get a laugh from it. I mean, maybe you'll be pissed off, but like, you'll get a laugh or two.
I will do it sooner than later. sooner than later. Right now, earlier, like I said, I was testing. I was exploring to see how I'm gonna record the footage for the gameplay and such, and how I'm gonna do the reviews exactly. WrestleMania 18 is on the horizon, and I don't know. I want to have that a video about that game up within the next couple of days. So that's gonna happen, and then after that, maybe I was thinking, move on to games that I put a lot of hours into over the years. Strikers, Super Smash Brothers, Melee. Do those, and then maybe move on to the Sonic games after that. I don't know. We'll see, but I wanna stick with the GameCube for, I don't know, like the first couple of weeks, and review because we only have a handful of GameCube games, and I don't know. I feel like now that I've done 2 videos for the GameCube, I want to keep doing GameCube for a little while, and then move on to another system and do a couple of games for that as well. Sounds fun that way. I don't know.
Throw in Sonic R just to throw everyone out the loop.
Yes, I'm gonna do that.
Just throw everyone out of the loop. Just one day, they'll be like, "Oh, sweet, another GameCube video," and it's just like Sonic Gems Collection. Oh, sweet, like maybe Sonic the Fighters. Nope, Sonic R.
It's like Sonic Gem Collection. What is the best game? Sonic R.
Sonic R.
And then right behind Sonic R, Sonic the Fighters.
What are you talking about? Right behind it is Tails Adventure.
Tails Sky Patrol.
And again, although you say that you hate that fucking game, I want to play it because when I first saw it years ago in a review online, I said, I think it was also from Classic Game Room.
Why don't you? I mean, you have it on your Gems collection. Nothing's stopping you.
Well, excuse me. I have 2 fucking channels to run, so all the editing and the actual recording and shit, and the planning and the writing for the videos and such, take up a lot of my time. And you take into account the fact that I don't always get up early. And yeah, I am a late bloomer, but then I also go to sleep very late. That's why. And yeah,
just beat Sonic R, you pussy. Do it. No balls.
I'm gonna do it.
Fucking do it. I swear. Like, it's just become a ritual at this point. Remember back when we said, in order to prove you're good at games, you have to beat the Yellow Devil from Mega Man without using that little glitch thing. Here's a new one. Just to prove that you're good at completing games, or that you have the capability of it, fucking complete Sonic R.
Dude, that you have to mention Mega Man. To this day, the only Mega Man games that I've actually gone through and that I've actually played seriously are the first 2 for the NES, and that was of course I don't actually have copies of the games. I have the ROMs, and I play them on my laptop on emulators. So that means I'm a criminal. The Popo is gonna come for me when they hear this because of all my my ROMs.
They're gonna come for me. You exposed me. You're like, oh, they got their hack 3Ss and they already got Sun and Moon or whatever. They're gonna come for our asses, not yours. You sold us out, man.
I did.
Nintendo ninjas are gonna have her ass.
Team Ninja.
Yeah, demonetize this video.
Well, none of the videos on this channel are gonna be monetized to begin with, because fuck that.
Half the amount of people watching this shit are like, so if we have like 2 people watching this shit, probably like only 1 person's gonna watch it because net neutrality is a thing. Yeah.
Hey, here's a little tidbit for you. This is gonna be the 3rd episode. It's technically the 4th since last week's got lost, but since it is. This is the 3rd episode. I don't know if you guys have seen that the 2nd episode has 1 view. So hey, that's 1 more view than I thought it was gonna get. And then the first one has none. And then the one I did about the GameCube has 6 views. And I remember I got excited because it was like it got those views like within the first couple of hours after I put it up, and I got excited because I thought, oh sweet, people are finding the video, and a small little handful of people have watched it. That feels nice. That's pretty cool. And then it turns out like 2 nights ago, Brian messaged the group. He's like, hey, who wants to play? And then I said, "Oh, I will." And then Gordon said, "Oh, he will." So a couple of hours later, we got on, and while we were playing, Gordon tells me, "Hey, Juanito," and I'm like, "What?" He says, "Oh, I saw that GameCube video you posted on your Facebook. Like I was bored and I was scrolling through my Facebook, and I saw it, and I'm like, hey, I'm not."
So I watched this 6 times.
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, "Oh yeah, I watched it like 5 times." And I had gotten excited because I thought, wow, 6 different people have watched my fucking video, and it turns out that at least 5 of those views are from him. And get this. If what he's saying is true, that video is just over 10 minutes long, and if he actually watched it like 5 times in a row, he spent almost an hour watching the same video.
You know he's lying. He's not really.
No, yeah, I think he's full of shit. I hope he's full of shit. And then to top it all off, hey, I checked the analytics. Like every couple of days, I check the analytics on the YouTube Studio app, and I checked the ones for unlimited bits, and it said that what was it, like 60-something% of the audience, of the few people that have watched the channel, 60-something% are from the U.S. and 40-something% was for Mexico, and then like 1 or 2% was other or something like that. So he's full of shit because YouTube tells me otherwise. Oh, you know what he also said? He said that he showed it to his mom and he showed it to Nesenia, and they would just like roll their eyes and laugh. That hurt my feelers. It hurt me very, very, very deeply, like deep in my anus, in my anal cavity.
That's okay. I don't really expect much from this anymore, my dear. I just don't. So whatever. I'm not gonna. I don't know. This is fun to me. So whatever. I had a real nice laugh right now, just thinking of Gordon.
Yeah.
Just sitting there watching this.
Because he lies a lot, but I don't know why. But I feel like he wasn't lying.
You know why else it's probably a lie? Because I highly doubt that Gordon has the attention span that's long enough to watch anything that's over 2 minutes.
He watches your channel. What if he watches this video through, man?
Gordon, if you listen to this shit, motherfucker, you're full of shit. But we already knew that already. Those of us who know you, we know that you're full of shit. And there's a little shout out for you. So, haha, you can fangirl all over the place if you actually watch this and get to this point. And fuck you.
I mean, hey, he watches it 5 times. It's like, he might as well get a shout out, right? That's like 5 more times than anybody else has.
He's gonna rewind this fucking episode 5 times. He's gonna sit down and watch 5 fucking hours. Jesus Christ. Imagine. Whew, boy. Anyway, we're almost up to our weekly hour here. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we go?
We were talking about Mega Man. Maybe touch a little bit on Mega Man 11 because that's actually pretty fucking big news.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about Mega Man 11.
That's I don't know what it is. They're gonna cancel it last second. They're gonna give us some fucking mobile app game or some shit.
It's gonna be
within app purchases.
It's gonna have a shit ton of microtransactions.
Honestly, I'm excited. I mean, I haven't played through all the Mega Man games, but I mean that's because they're hard as fuck for me. I don't have the patience for them. Although I did beat Mega Man 1 on my own, so that's cool.
Yeah, that game is hard as balls. The first time you're trying to get through it, I remember how much trouble I had with it. And once I did get through it, it was like I don't know, like this whatever was holding me back, like it just like broke free, and I was free. And then I could get through the game like nothing, almost. After that.
Yeah. And then you start Mega Man 2, and you're like,
yeah. And then but then Mega Man 2 wasn't so hard for me because the first one had beat my ass so much that I was like like battle hardened and more battle ready, like for the fucking ass kicking that I was gonna get from Mega Man 2. And it kicked my ass plenty, but not as hard as the first. Because I was more prepared. But I love those games. I was gonna say earlier, and then we got sidetracked, that, man, I don't know if you guys have ever been asked this question where, if you could wipe any game or any series clean from your mind, so you could replay that game or that series like it was the first time again. I mean, those two games would definitely be at the top of my list because they were just so challenging and so fucking fun to get through. That, I mean, it kind of makes me sad to think that I can't have that experience from those two games again.
Try Mega Man X. Mega Man X it may not be as hard, but honestly, that game is it's definitely one you should experience. It's
I want to play them all. There's no time to play them all. There's so much shit to play.
Well, I mean, if like I've talked to like Mega Man fans and stuff, and they're like, "Which one do you start off with?" I was like, "First Mega Man." They're like, "Fuck, really? All right." Like, I'm so sorry for your loss. Like, if anything, like most people start off like around, they start with X because those ones are like, I don't know, they don't change the formula too much, but they change it enough for it's like so much fun. That game is fun. They had a dash, a jump, a fucking everything. It's so good. I would highly recommend Mega Man X.
You know what? What my first exposure to Mega Man was? As a kid, it wasn't an actual game from the NES era or the SNES era or after that. My first exposure to Mega Man was in some fucking online Mega Man game that I think I used to play on GameBrew.com on the computer, and it looked like Mega Man. I remember it looked like Mega Man X. The sprites and the artwork and such. It was probably nowhere near as good, but it worked. I remember, and I would get all excited because look, he can charge his fucking laser and shoot this big ass ball like Samus in fucking Smash Brothers. Boom. And I have no idea what that game was called. Somebody listens to this shit and gets to this point. Nobody is, of course, but somebody does. Like, if you know what the fuck I'm talking about, that game, like, write the title in the comments. So I want to know if it still exists somewhere out there in the void of the internet.
You know what? Probably could find it somewhere if you look up the website.
Yeah, because I don't know if Game Brew is still a thing.
I can check that after this episode, right after you beat Sonic R.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could put it on right now. Is Sonic R unlocked like when you put the game on? Cause I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Good. So maybe I'll play that right now. Right now after I have to put the episode together first, and then I'm gonna leave it to upload, and I guess I can play while it's uploading.
Alright, I mean, okay, here's a bit of a tip or trick that'll save you a lot of time. When you turn left or right, you not only don't just use the stick, use the triggers too to turn left and right. That's the only way you can actually turn somewhat decently. And jumping helps a lot. It's pretty much, I don't know, to me it feels like the Sonic Mania, like the bonus stage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Emerald Stage, that's what it feels like to me. But only, I mean, those still manage to control better.
Mm-hmm.
So, best of luck to you. I mean, that game's something else. You know what? Since last time we said if someone, draws a picture of Reggie, with his nutsack hanging out, Mother 3 and all that shit. This next one, we should do these like a weekly challenge or weekly kind of thing or whatever. Well, I guess not weekly, but whenever we record these. This time it's 100% Sonic R. Send the fucking photo to the Instagram.
How about this? How about this week's challenge is watch this motherfucking video 5 times.
Oh, dude, no, we can't let Gordon win that easy, right?
No, we can't.
Let's just stick to the Sonic R thing. Maybe we can roll up it to 50 next week. That'll get the bastard. Yeah, no, okay. If you do that, fucking send it to like the screen, like a picture of you fucking like thumbs up or something. We'll fucking post it on like the social media.
which is here you go, honey. This is your part.
At Unlimited Bits Gaming on Instagram and at Unlimited Bits G on Twitter. And the Instagram is the one that's really alive and well. The Twitter is kind of abandoned and lonely and cold and forgotten. Not forgotten because every day I think about how it's there and I don't use it much. But I mean, when it comes to Twitter, I don't know. The thing I like about Instagram is that I don't feel the need to post every day. So I don't post every day. That's always how I've handled my Instagram business. I don't post every day. I might post once in a while. I might post like once a day for a couple of days. And then I'll go another day or two without posting. And then I post again. And then well, you get the idea. It's like a little cycle. So the Instagram one is a lot more lively than the Twitter. But if somebody actually listens to this damn thing and you actually tweet at UnlimitedBitsG, then you can bet your ass that I'm going to see it and I can respond. I can retweet you and all that good stuff. But anyway, we're an hour and 6 minutes now into this thing. Do you guys want to say anything else before we go?
That's about it. I mean, okay.
Yeah, that about wraps it up.
Yeah, do the Sonic R thing, please.
All right. Yeah, sure. I'll put this episode together, and because I'm fueled by soda and churros and the like, I am energetic right now, and this conversation has been fun, so I'm wide awake, and as soon as I'm done putting this shit together, I will put on the collection, and I will play Sonic R.
All right.
All right, then. Well, until next week, this was the Unlimited Bits Podcast, the UBP of the UBG. And for Javier, and for Jonathan, and for yours truly, we'll catch your ass here next week. So toodles. Until then. Bye-bye.